Ken Bone, the guy that everybody loved since the last presidential debate, suddenly is the heel.
God, how does this happen to everybody?
You know,
this is like happens to everybody.
I mean, Ken, listen, should have known this when he was celebrating the Bone Zone and having people
Can I
buy
just stop you?
t-shirts.
I got to stop you before we say why. Something's up with Ken Bone. Ken Bone is way smarter and more calculating than people are giving him credit for. That sweater was engineered for fame. I'm telling you, I know the whole story that my olive suit ripped and this and that.
There's no way he would have thought that sweater.
You look at that and you say, that's going to get me attention. And I'm telling you, Ken Bone's a smarter guy than you think.
All right, well, the things he said about Jennifer Lawrence and about Trayvon Martin's killing suddenly have everybody turning against Ken Bone. But he tells us that this is all, well, the Jennifer Lawrence part we'll get to, that maybe people don't have wrong. The Trayvon Martin part, he says, was absolutely wrong. So Ken was doing, was on Reddit, he was doing an AMA, Ask Me Anything. So somebody brought up this thread that they had seen where he mentioned that Trayvon Martin's death was justified. Those were the words that they quoted from something he had written online 4 months ago where he said it was justified. And that went everywhere, and it spread around on social media that Ken Bone thinks that Trayvon Martin should have been killed. Ken tells us he did use the word justified, but it was not his word. It was the Department of Justice.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened is like people just took that one word, that word justified, and kind of ran with it in their headlines. When the reality is, if you actually go back and read the comment, he's recapping. He's recapping a legal decision.
Well, you know,
he's not giving an opinion.
He didn't say. Okay, help me out here because. Yeah. My understanding is he did not say justified, he said legally justified. Huge difference between the two.
Yes.
To say justified means you have to say legally justified because that was the...
However, you're right, exactly.
And people left that word out of their stories.
There is a huge difference between justified and legally justified.
Huge difference there. However, even more so, he doesn't even think that just because what he told us is, even though it was legally justified, and that's what the Justice Department found in their report, he does not agree. He doesn't mean that it was right that Trayvon Martin was killed. And he actually thinks that it was a tragedy.
And also, if you read the whole thing, and this is obviously anytime someone brings up Trayvon Martin's killing and says justified in the same words, it's going to touch a nerve with me and a lot of other people. But he actually goes on to give his opinion of George Zimmerman, even in the original thing. And you could tell he thinks George Zimmerman is a piece of trash, and he was basically just more criticizing the law. That's what it seemed like to me when I read it.
It was a quote, and then someone took one part of it.
But you take one word out, and it changes everything in that. I mean, the sentiment is way different when you say legally justified.
Yes.
People want to see him fail because he's such like a message of positivity. So people did that in his mind because they want to bring down the positivity.
They want to bring him down. Now,
they want to be a bad guy.
Erica, Jennifer Lawrence,
oh,
on that part.
That one he is sorry about. So another thing that people managed to dig up from his old comments was when that whole celebrity nude photo hack happened a while back.
And he mentioned
he was in a thread talking about it, and he had mentioned that he saw the picture of her butt and he liked it, and a few other creepy lines in there. He was genuinely sorry for that one. And actually, he did make a sort of interesting but weird point. He was saying that since he's been like in the spotlight over the past week or so, that he, at this point, kind of does get why it's so hurtful for a celebrity to have their privacy invaded. And that kind of made him relate to her in some odd way. But, I mean, he is sorry. So
I get it.
I don't know if he has the same level of celebrity as Jennifer Lawrence, and I don't think he's had his nude pictures leaked on the internet. But
I'm pretty confident he doesn't.
Hi, my name is Adrian from Atlanta, Georgia, and I feel like people think people should just leave Ken alone. Before the debate, he was just a regular schmegular guy looking at naked Jennifer Lawrence pics on Pornhub. I don't think he's a racist at all. He's just a regular guy. People should care more about what racist things these candidates are saying and not the guy who asked an energy question at the town hall. Leave him alone. Let him go back to his private citizenry.
I love Adrian. Hey, Reagan, send Adrian a TMZ T-shirt. I love her.
She laid it out.
It'll be there in like 4.5 weeks. So don't hold your breath. But you're getting a T-shirt. Congrats.